Yo, life coach and mentor Jonathan Belcher here. I'm back, baby. Like I never left. But it's true. We the new slaves, y'all. Whether you like it or not, we the new slaves. Remember a couple years ago, Kanye said, slavery is a choice. And the black community went up in an uproar. How could you say that? Kanye! How? Slavery's not a choice. How can you say that? But it is. I was talking to my cousin the other day, and he was telling me, shout out to my cousin, by the way, very intellectual, very intelligent dude. We always have these philosophical talks about life, about society, about religion, about finances, about all kinds of stuff, right? And he hit me up. He's like, yo, I think I got the answers. He's like, yo, I think I got the answer. I think women have the power to change everything that's going on right now. I'm like, what you mean, bro? He's like, the root of all of it is black thought. You know what I mean? He said the root of it is black thought. The root of what's going on, all the problems right now is black thought. As long as a powerful woman were to just stand up and talk about the real stuff that should be valued in society, you know, men are going to follow along and the world is going to slowly but surely become a better place. And I'm like, what you mean? He's like, yo, think about it. He's like, yo, think about it. Think about if Beyonce and Ciara and, you know, he was naming all of these big famous women, these powerful women. What if a woman with power started to talk about valuing things that are of real importance in life, you know? Things that could really change the world, make the world a better place. And I'm like, bro, it's a good dream. I'm like, it's a great dream to have, but really and truly, I'm like, as long as capitalism is still here, ain't shit changing. You think they really gonna talk up on some real stuff? You think they gonna talk about the real stuff that people need to hear? He's like, yeah, man. So I'm like, yo, as long as money's here, that ain't never gonna happen because that type of talk don't sell. You know, to talk about the things that we should really value, like love, time, concepts of this nature, people who have deep thoughts, people who have intellectual thoughts, we should champion those people more. But I was like, they're not really gonna be big on talking about that because that don't make money. I'm like, as long as capitalism is in the way, you know, people's values are gonna be skewed. And he's like, yo, what you mean? What you mean? He's like, you know, Russell Wilson is a great man. And I'm not knocking that. I'm not saying Russell Wilson is not a great man. He's like, look at Ciara. She married to Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? He represents a great marriage, you know, good husband. You know what I mean? She went from Future, a guy who may not represent the best things, to a man like Russell Wilson. If she were to talk up about stuff like this, people will want to get married more and stuff like that. And that might be true as far as the marriage aspect to it. But then I was like, but look at it this way, bro. I'm like, Future got money. Russell Wilson got money. And Russell might be a great dude, but I was like, do you think Ciara would be with Russell Wilson if he ain't have no money? So I started breaking it down to him. He's like, damn, man. He's like, damn, man, you're so right. He was like, yo, you shooting down my dream right now. He's like, society is doomed. That's what my cousin said. I'm like, bro, like, let's be real. As long as capitalism is here, money is in the way of genuine love in society. You know what I mean? Like, we the new slaves when you really think about it. A lot of the decisions people make, the average person makes, every decision they make is rooted in money. Why do people wake up in the morning? Why do people go somewhere 8 to 12 hours a day? Literally, the money is literally keeping people in structure in place. If you were to devalue the money, if people were to wake up one morning and they said, you know, this piece of paper ain't worth nothing no more. That's the only way you will be able to see things for what it really is. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the only way. That's the only way you could see genuine love. That's the only way you would be able to see people really come together. That's the only way you would really see mass shootings stop. That's the only way you would really see the health field become honest and better and genuine. more holistic, you know. But as long as everybody's chasing this, you ain't really gonna find much people valuing the things that really should be valued. You know what I mean? And that's what makes us the new slaves. Most people is on a rat race, chasing a dollar for a piece of paper. Just for a piece of paper is controlling this whole entire thing, from politics to religion to the education system to the justice system. It's just a piece of paper controlling it all. If you were to simply take away that piece of paper, people would have to look at life for exactly what it is. People will have to look in the mirror and check themselves and be like, well, damn, why the hell is it that I do what I do? You ever ask yourself that for a second? Like, if your job say, yo, we ain't paying you no more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have noble jobs, right? They do things that's noble. They want to do things to help society, so they have this job. I want to help society. I became a cop because I want to help society. So if you took away the money and you said, yo, come to work, we ain't going to pay you no more, money ain't worth nothing no more, but we need you to come to work. How many people you think will still continue to go to work and be a cop or a correctional officer or a judge? You think they'll still go? You think they'll still attend their job? We the new slaves. And what are we a slave to? We're a slave to the capitalistic society. And it's actually parasitic when you look at it from a deep perspective. Because you understand that when you really check everything out, even the politicians, the people you see on TV, right? The people who got on suits and the people who, you know, talk very professional, they're on the TV screens and they make the laws and they sway public opinion and they sway voters. You want to know who's behind all of those people and who's behind all of those lawmakers and the decisions being made? You want to know who you're not seeing on the TV screen? It's the people who got the big money. They're the ones really controlling they're the ones, the puppet controllers. It's the people with the money. The people who you see on TV and the people you see on the screen, you know, talking and giving you the speeches and all of that, they're just a face. But really what's going on behind the scenes is money is backing these people. Big money are the reason why they're making certain laws. So, as long as you got a capitalistic society, man, you could just forget about seeing things really, really become like almost as close to a utopian society as possible. You could forget about that shit. Because predominantly, it trickles up from workers all the way up to the president, let's say, for example, right? Or the highest man who runs a country, prime minister or whatever. All of these people are stacked up in positions because of this. If they wasn't making this, they wouldn't be in those positions. The structures wouldn't exist anymore. It would just completely dissipate and be dismantled overnight. Just think about it for a second. Why do you wake up in the morning to do what you do every day? 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be money, right? Most people ain't doing something that's purpose driven, you know? Most people ain't doing something, because I really want to make an impact. I want to help society. Some people are, right? But for the most part, most people are only doing what they're doing not because they love doing it, or not because they feel like they're working for a system of integrity, but because it pays the bills. That's the only reason. So if you devalue the dollar, which is what everybody chases, everybody go crazy for the money, you know what I'm saying? You got people selling their soul for the money. People selling, backstabbing their mom for money. You got people selling out their brothers for money. You know, you got people, all kinds of stuff people are doing for the almighty dollar. And another thing I was saying to my cousin, I was like, yo, it's just so crazy. I was looking at a dollar the other day, right? I was looking at some money the other day, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm just like, why the hell does it say "In God We Trust" on a dollar bill? What the hell does God really got to do with the dollar bill? When you really think about it, in God we trust. Like, give me some religious type of connection between money and God. In God we trust. No, it ain't God they trust. Their God is money. And a lot of people won't tell you this, but their God is money as well. Their God is money, because if what they're doing for production, and a lot of people ain't gonna like this message because they're gonna feel like, oh, John, you coming at me, man. You coming at me, man. But I mean, think about it. Why do you wake up in the morning? Why do you do what you do? Why do you go to work 8 hours a day? Why do you go to work 12 hours a day? Why do you go to work 16 hours a day? Why do you do overtime? Why do you have 2 jobs? Why do you have 3 jobs? It's going to be rooted something having to do with making capital. Something to do with having to do with leveling up financially. If it wasn't for money, a lot of people wouldn't even be with the people they with right now. They wouldn't be in a relationship they're with the person they're with right now if it wasn't for the money they're making. Damn. They said, damn. Damn. Drop a comment if I'm being too real. Drop a comment if I'm being too real, baby. 300 to freedom. But it's a fact, though. It's a fact. A lot of people only with the person they with for security. You know what the security has to do with? Finances. And you say, John, nah, you lying, bro. You lying, bro. That ain't true, man. I ain't with this person just for the money. I don't want their money. I don't give a damn about their money. That's what you're saying right now, right? You're like, yo, I don't give a damn about their money. Well, answer this question then. So if it ain't about the money, why does divorce, the main reason why people get divorced, have nothing to do with love at all? The number one reason why people get divorced has nothing to do with love at all. If we all genuinely love the person we with, right? Why is the number one reason for divorce financial? We going back to the capital again. Somehow or another, we go back to the root, the capital again. It's new slaves, man. We the new slaves. We the new slaves. You don't need whips and chains, and we don't need lynching. We don't need all of that stuff when we got a certain type of pyramid in place, a financial pyramid in place. You don't need no whips and chains. You don't need that. You don't need it. All you gotta do is set different levels of payment that people get and have people constantly allured for more money and more money and more money and more money, so their whole focus is money, 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 money. They don't have time to focus on this, that, and the third because they gotta pay their bills, they gotta survive, they need money, 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 money. You got a lot of people that all they about is money, 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 money. And what's so crazy is that if it wasn't for their money, 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 guess what? They would have nothing, 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 nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people who they get respect just for having money, not for positively impacting people's lives, not for going out there and helping the homeless. That's not why they get respect. You got people out there who they don't get respect for going out there and feeding the hungry. They don't get respect for cleaning up the dirty water, and saving the children. That's not what they get respect for. You got a lot of people out there, most people who get a lot of respect from the masses, they typically get the respect only because they have. Now, I'm not going to act like I don't like money, but at the same time, I know that money ain't everything, but at the same time, what I look to do is to do something purposeful to earn passive income. That's what I look to do, right? Something purposeful where it's like I can make an impact on people, I can help people, and whoever's willing and desires to be helped by me, or desires to work with me, if they choose to work with me, then yes, they can invest to work with me. Then cool, I earn money that way. Instead of doing something where I feel like I'm working for a company that, you know what, they're not really in line with my integrity, but I'm still going to work with them anyway. I'm still going to be the enemy of my own people anyway. Why? Because I make money. See, me personally, I never felt good being that guy. Unless I'm going to be the dude that goes into that system or that regime or institution and I'm looking to really change it. But the thing is that ain't going to happen, because before you could change something, you already know, before you can really, really make a big change and really change everything and make everything equal and make everything fair and make society a great place, you get what I'm saying? Before you could do that, you have to understand that there are people in place who don't want that to be. They don't want equality. As much as they say, oh, land are free, equal, oh, we're equal land, everybody's equal. How the fuck is everybody equal when we got some people who ain't eat in 30 days or ain't eat in 20 days, and we got some other people who living in these million-dollar mansions? How can it be equal in a capitalistic society? Is it really equal? Equal for who? Equal in what regards? Equal how? Equal in what way? You know what I mean? Like that's how I be thinking a lot of time. Like people be like, oh, we want equality. Well, I mean, you can't really have equality in a capitalistic society when you really think about it. If you have the rich and the elite in control of the banks, which the common people have to deal with the banks for loans, and they have to pay back the bank's interest, and they have to, everything they do, they have to basically, the bank is going to make money no matter what. The bank is not going to fail, because even when they do fail, guess what? They get bailed out. You get what I'm saying? Even when they do fail, they still get extra money. So who's really taking the hit? Is it the rich elites and the guys, the people who really got the money, or is it just the common everyday people like me and you? Think about it for a second. Just think about it for a second. They can't really lose in a capitalistic society. The people who created the system can't lose in the game of the system. It's like somebody who made up Monopoly. Let's say somebody created the game of Monopoly. A group of people created the game of Monopoly, right? Let's just say, for example, they know all the ins and outs, all the tricks, all the secrets, all the tactics of the game that the common person does not know. Because guess what? They created the rules. They created the game. If you created the game of Monopoly, right, and you had all of these massive groups of people play your game, they came to your court, playing among your rules, how the fuck can they ever beat you? You created the game. You created the rules. They can't beat you. You know what I mean? No matter how hard they try and they fight, how can they really beat you? The only way they could really beat you is by devaluing your paper. That's the only real way when you think about it. And a lot of people, you know, they don't think this deep. They just think, oh, I'm on a rat race. Let me go to work. Let me go get my money. Da, 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 da. But that very mentality, the more people are focused on the money, and not living a life of true purpose where it's like, all right, let me make money by making a positive impact. Let me make money by, you know, giving people free game. Let me make money by giving people some truth and some wisdom. Let me make money by giving people at least the tools. You know what I'm saying? But now you could teach people now, don't get me wrong. You could be a game player. We're all a game player, right? At the end of the day, I play the game. I play the game of how to make money. I do it in my way by living my purpose and living my truth, right? But at the end of the day, I like money. Is it because I like money? When I look at the piece of paper, I'm like, oh, no. I have a love-hate relationship with it, to be real with you. Because I understand at the end of the day, it's an illusion. I know it's only perceived value. A piece of paper is literally impossible. I don't got no money on me right now, but it's literally impossible for a piece of paper to be that fucking valuable. When you think about it, it's literally a piece of paper. Think about it. Like, literally think about it. Go grab a $100 bill. Go grab a $20 bill. Go grab a $5 bill. Go grab a $1,000 bill. Go grab a $2,000 bill and look at it. All you're going to see is a piece of paper with a number on it. And that number, the higher it goes, the more emotionally connected people feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the other day I just dropped a song recently called Eastside Boy. Basically paying homage to LA when I went out to LA and I went to Crenshaw and paid my respects to the people of Crenshaw and went to go see where Nipsey was, you know, the place that he owned and where he was killed and everything. And I made a song, and of course, there's a part in the song where I say on the hook, I say, only thing on my mind is 7 figures. Only thing on my mind like 7 figures, right? So, of course, I'm talking about money, of course. But at the end of the day, I know that I talk about it because I know it's enticing. I know that people love money and people are entertained. They hear about you leveling up and wanting money, but deep inside, and on a real spiritual level now, on the spiritual level deep inside, I know it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's fake. It's illusionary. It's not real. It can't be real because it's a piece of paper. You want to know what's real? Helping somebody who's old get across the street. You want to know what's real? Helping somebody get a plate of food who may be hungry. You want to know what's real? Housing the homeless. You want to know what's real? Getting people to get cleaned up from being drug addicts and so that they can change their life for their family. That stuff is real. You want to know what's real? Taking care of your kids. Teaching your kids things. Teaching your kids things about how to treat other people, how to treat other children. That's what's real. You want to know what's real? Teaching your people about God and God's faith. and stuff like that. That's what's real. But to put some extreme value on literally a piece of paper and to have the whole world in a frenzy and keep the only thing keeping structure on this planet is a piece of paper, it's actually fucking sick when you actually think about it. Drop a comment below if you with me on this. If you hear what I'm saying, even at least a little bit, if you hear what I'm saying. Because a lot of people are struggling out here because no matter how hard they keep going to chase this paper, it's not amounting to a life change. It's not amounting to the level of happiness they necessarily want because they don't know that they're in an illusionary system. And the only way, yeah, you could feel a little better. You could become a manager. You could get a promotion at your job, and you could feel a little better and look down on the people who are below you at your job. But at the end of the day, as long as you continuing to chase this thing and are on a rat race, you gotta be a slave. Because it's keeping your ass in check every single day. Now, recently, I want to say rest in peace to my Uncle Freddie, who recently passed away. I actually went to the funeral today. And he did very good in his life financially. And the biggest thing that I loved about him is that he did it taking the entrepreneurial route. He's like probably the only one in my family who actually accomplished real, true financial freedom, to be real with you. As far as, well, him and maybe my cousin, I don't know, but him, he's like number one. Like my Uncle Freddie's like number one. Like he ultimately accomplished financial freedom. Like I gotta be real with you. Like he started off as a mechanic, and then he became owner of a mechanic shop, and then next thing you know, Mobile decided to take over his shop and literally told him, look, you could step away from the business. We just want to run your shop, and you don't have to be there. We're going to cut you a check every single month for like $50,000, right? So literally, this dude, without even lifting a finger every day of his life, he got to a point where he was no longer lifting a finger at all and was getting a check every single month for like $50,000 and didn't have to do anything. So to me, that was like the ultimate type of financial freedom that somebody could really accomplish. He accomplished that. And I'm like, damn. So he wasn't a slave to money. He couldn't be a slave to money because it was coming whether or not he liked it or not. The money was gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at his life and I'm just like studying it and I'm just like, damn. You know, he started off, he was in the army and then he went, became a mechanic. And then next thing you know, he gets this amazing deal with Mobile and started making passive income without lifting a fucking finger. Without lifting a finger. Literally. Every day he could just wake up in the morning. He had to find things to do. So he opened up a bar, then he opened up another bar, then he opened up another bar. Then he bought a house, then another house. He just started buying things up and started running businesses because he needed things to do. And when you would go to the bar that he owned, he would be there just chilling, having a good time with his employees and shooting pool and just drinking beers and having fun all day because he wasn't really working like that. Any work that he did was because he wanted to use his time. He you know what I'm saying? So he was like the only one in my family who really accomplished like real, true passive income and didn't have to lift a finger. And when I think about that, I'm like, it's so crazy how today at the whole service, nobody pointed that out. Nobody spoke about how he was no longer a slave. He was no longer in the rat race. Nobody spoke about it. Nobody mentioned and highlighted the fact that he literally got to the point where he's making so much passive income, whether or not he lifted his finger, that he could just walk away and he's getting a check every single month for $50,000. I want to say rest in peace to my uncle, though, man. You know, he was a very, like, old school cat. You know, he's my great uncle, actually. Old school cat. My grandmother's brother, right? Old school cat. One of them cats that wear gaiters and gator boots and stuff like that with the skinny jeans and the belt with the buckle on it. Probably wear a cowboy hat and a button up. That's how he would dress, like a cowboy hat with a button up and a belt buckle right there. You know what I'm saying? looking like he got a gun on his waist, but the gun wasn't in his waist. The gun was in his boot. He would always have the long boot that went up below his knee because in the boot would be a gun in that bitch. So play with that man if you want to. You're gonna catch a shot in your ass. Play with him if you want to. But when I look at his life, it's like, damn, nobody highlighted the fact that he escaped the new slavery. And whether we like it or not, and we want to admit it or not, money got the world in a frenzy. Money is the only thing keeping this shit intact. It's the only thing. It's the illusions of all illusions, among all illusions, keeping this shit in place. And a lot of times, because I know this and because I understand this on a deeper level, it's like, you can't take the money with you when you're gone. You can't take nothing. There ain't nothing you can do. You can't put your house in a box and say, when I die, put the house in the grave, put the money in the grave. You know, like Drake said, right? You can't actually do it. Nothing that you actually accumulate when you're here in this realm, besides knowledge and besides a higher consciousness, can you take to the next level, to the next realm, to the next. When you transcend, all of this physical shit, money included, can't go with you. And we're here for a moment. Life is short. Life is short. So the only real things that matter, because life is so short, are things like love and time. Those are the only things that matter. Wisdom principles, faith principles, some biblical principles. Those are the only real things that actually matter. You get what I'm saying? And what they don't tell you is that no matter how much money that you have, you can't escape pain. Pain is inevitable. It's going to happen to the rich. It's going to happen to the poor. The pain is going to happen. You can't escape pain. No matter how much money you got. Steve Jobs was one of the richest men ever. Couldn't save him. Now, am I saying to not be ambitious? Am I saying not to have a dream? Am I saying not to go out there and hustle and make money and do what you got to do and invest your money and be smart? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is realize, if you can't realize at some level that this shit is bullshit, then you're just as much a part of the problem as most people are in this capitalistic society. People are like, oh my God, mass shootings the other day. Oh, why that happened? Take the guns off the street, confiscate the guns. The guns are causing mass shootings. That's what people be saying, right? Do you know that every time a mass shooting happens, the NRA makes more fucking money? Do you know that the NRA has billionaires invested into it? The organization that basically are responsible for the creation of guns and distribution of guns and shit like that. The NRA, right? There's too much fucking money involved to get guns off the streets. There's too much fucking money involved to make it not accessible to people. You think they're really gonna do that? They're gonna say, all right, you know what? No, nobody wants guns anymore. Everybody wants killing to stop. You think they're really gonna do that? No. Because this is behind it all. Now, all of the puppetry you see on the TV and the news talking and this one and all the energy and the parades and the riots and all of that stuff, all of that shit is just to get the people going. But it doesn't really do anything to create actual real change. Because they're gradually doing and going to where they want to go. Whether you like it or not, they're gradually going there. And I'm not saying this to say, oh, I'm going to be the one to stop it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it to hopefully wake somebody up out there to realize that, damn, that piece of paper really don't mean shit. It's literally all perceived. It can't have real value. Because what, can you make a coat? Can you fucking, I can't conduct energy through money. I can't take money and fucking and plug it to two wires and get a light bulb to light up. I can't get my light to work from just having money in my hand. It's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper, but it says this number on it. It can buy me this. It can buy me a Gucci belt. It can buy me a diamond Rolex. It can buy me a Lamborghini. That's how people be thinking. Oh my God, he got a Lamborghini. Woo. I mean, all that shit is nice, but at the end of the day, it's created. It's man-made. If somebody just thought of the idea, they created a Lamborghini. They don't like discussions like this. They hate talks like this. When you devalue their whole entire game, they don't have a game anymore. Credit is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's a way to keep people trapped. That's actually what it is. But the people who are smart and who are ahead of it and they understand the game of credit, because a lot of people don't understand the game of credit because they were never taught it in schools. But why, again, let's go back to what I said in the beginning. Why the fuck would the people who created the Monopoly game teach you all the tricks and ins and outs of the fucking Monopoly game? Would that make any sense to you? Would it make any sense for the people who created the game of Monopoly to teach you how to fucking get rich? It wouldn't make no sense. If they taught you that as a child, they wouldn't have a game. They wouldn't have a game. Credit is bullshit. Money is bullshit. It's created. They created the game. They created the game. People with money still feel pain. People with money still go through shit. You got people with money who are devils. You got people with money who are good people. But just because a person has money, don't make them automatically a good and respectable person. We got to understand that at some point. We got to realize that a lot of people, these people who got money are fucking some of the worst people you ever come in contact with. But just because they got money, they got a lot of respect. People love them. But you know what I like to glorify? The other day I just saw on the Shade Room, the shit that I like to glorify and I like to big up is I just saw in the Shade Room this 17-year-old kid. I think he was either 17 or 16 years old. This young king. Shout out to you, young king. I forgot what his name is. But this young king, he knew how to swim, and I think he was in Mississippi, and a car had fell off a bridge or something like that. Somehow it fell into the water with 4 people in the car, and the car was sinking, so the people were going to drown. So he seen that these people needed help. They were trapped in the car and sinking in the water. This 17-year-old he knew how to swim, right? He was taught from a young age how to swim, and he put his ego to the side. He put his everything to the side. Basically, risked his life, and he jumped into that water, and he saved all 4 of them people. He got all 4 of them people out of the water. Even though it was hard, it was rough. He could have died in that water. But he made the decision right away. This young black king, he made the decision right away to jump in that water and save 4 people. Why the whole world ain't talking about that? That's the type of shit we supposed to be glorifying. If we valued shit like that, if we valued heroism, shit like that, and we really big stuff up like that, instead of a motherfucker who just got money, well then we could start making the world a better place. We can't make the fucking world a better place by just respecting a nigga just because he got money. We can't do that no more. Because all you're doing is perpetuating the same slavery that's keeping people in bondage. When you really think about it. That's all you're really doing. Drop a comment below if you feel what I'm talking about. Drop a comment below if you saw that story with the young king who jumped into the water. 300 to freedom, baby. 300 to freedom. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with him. Stop playing with me. They be acting like I don't be talking that real. They be trying to lie to you. They be acting like I don't be talking that real shit. You know why? Because that real shit forced them to look in the mirror. They don't like to look in the mirror at themselves. They hate that shit. They hate that shit. They hate that shit. They hate having to look in the mirror at themselves. I'm telling you right now. They hate it. But I know at the end of the day, I play the game. I go along with the game. I go along with it. Hee hee ha ha. But I know, really and truly, everybody is... The only reason why there's any structure at all is because of this. If you took away this, there would be no structure. People ain't gonna wake up in the morning to do what they do. They're not. They're not. They're just not. But if you give perceived value to paper, well then now you got something now. You got something that'll keep niggas in line. You got something that'll keep people in line. You don't even need no whips. You don't need no chains. You don't need none of that stuff. You don't need no physical beatings. You don't gotta do that. You don't have to have the house nigga. You don't have to have the field nigga. You don't gotta have none of that stuff. You don't need it. When you have a capitalistic society and you got the people with the big behind the people making the laws and behind the people you see on the TV with the suits and the ties, guess what? They create the rules, they create the game. They can simply put a law in place that refunnels all of the money right back up to them anyway. How is different areas in the world or in the United States, how is it sectioned off? You want to know how is it sectioned off? Through zip codes. All they do is look at a zip code. They know where you live. They know the type of income people in that community is making. And guess what? The more money that community is making based on a zip code, because they know the zip code, right? That's why cities have zip codes, because they know where everybody at, section by section. Once again, we're going back to what? Structure, right? We're going back to structure, right? We're going back to that fucking structure I was telling you about. The illusionary structure that's bullshit, right? Guess what? When something shit hit the fan in the neighborhood that makes a lot of money, guess what? They send help right away. They send assistance right away. They send the police right away. They send the ambulance right away. Now, check out a poor neighborhood where there ain't much income being made. You know, we know that zip code, that's the hood over there. That zip code over there, they don't make a lot of money over there. They low-income families over there. They could wait. They be last in line. Them folk, they could wait. They'll be all right. So if the money ain't there, if the money is low, that means the education system is low. That means the parents are probably doing things they don't want to do to be able to feed their families. That means you probably got single mothers there because maybe the dad was doing something to try to make money to make ends meet. But because of what? The law, he's in jail right now. So now we got a single parent household. It's just a system, a self-perpetuating parasitic system that just continues to go on and on and on. And if nobody stops and be like, yo, the money is bullshit, we can never realize it. We just keep chasing the money, people keep killing each other, people keep going to jail. 9 times out of 10, that's what's going on. Now, I'm not saying that there ain't no good people who's trying to make change. But the unfortunate thing is that there ain't many of those people, number one. Because, number one, in order to make the change, you got to be able to see the change that needs to be made. You got to be able to say, all right, this shit got to change. This shit is fucked up. You got to be able to see it first. Because you can't change something that you're not aware of. You get what I'm saying? You can't change nothing that you ain't aware of. But you could also see like, oh, yeah, go to school, get a good job or whatever. So you know what a lot of the black people do? A lot of the people in the black communities do when they go to school to get a good job and all of that? You know what they do? When they do get to the good job and they start making the good money, they start to look down on the people in the communities they grew up in. In the poor hood neighborhoods, they start to hold their nose up to those people who don't make money like them no more. So basically, your whole success kind of became a waste. Because all you're going to do is help your immediate family. You ain't looking to give back or help or come together with the other affluent blacks to fucking help bring up the people in these poor neighborhoods. You ain't looking to do that shit. Most people ain't looking to do that. They looking at like, let me mind my business. Let me act like I don't know about them poor people over there. I ain't even looking at that man who need a bagel. He asked me for $1. Let me turn my damn head. Let me look the other way. That man asked me for $1. Why ain't go get a damn job? Why he looking at me? He could have went to school too. And it becomes a self-perpetuating, egotistical ass system. It's capitalism. And I was telling my cousin, I was like, yo, as long as capitalism here, they ain't gonna speak up. These women with power ain't gonna speak up about some real shit. Because money is in the way of real love. A lot of the people who people deal with, they don't even want to fucking deal with them. They only deal with them because they got money. Or because they could provide money for them. That's the only reason why they really deal. If you took that away from a lot of these people be like, yo, I'm out, peace. I don't want you no more. You don't got no money no more. There's no allure to you anymore. There's nothing special about you anymore. Peace. You don't got no bread. So how real, you know what I mean? It will take people thinking on a seriously high conscious level, damn near on like a I don't want to say on a Jesus level, but it would take somebody thinking on a much higher than this system that's here. They got to think above it in order for things to really change. And most people can't even see nothing past the dollar. They can't see nothing past the dollar bill, most people. Just being real with you. So when Kanye say, oh, slavery is a choice, and we the new slaves, we are the new slaves. But we be like, how the fuck are we slaves? Well, I don't see us, we ain't on no picking no cotton no more. Well, no, but we are still slaves, all of us. Not just black people. Not just black people. It ain't just black people who's slaves. There's a lot of people who's slaves. Not just black people. Because it is. That's the only thing keeping shit in check. That's the only thing keeping the structure. That's the only thing. If you ain't got that, there ain't no value to the game no more. The game, the jig is up, y'all. The jig is up. The secret, shit, John, you fucking let the cat out of the fucking bag. Why the fuck did you do that? Why did you let the cat out of the bag? Why are you holding the secret? Why you let them peek behind the curtains? Why'd you let them peek behind the curtains? Now they know who's controlling the puppets, John. Why the fuck you doing that? I mean, because it's like, I'm tired of the bullshit, man. You ever get tired of the bullshit? You ever just look around and you observe society and you observe how everything is running, and you listen to the City Girls song and you be like, damn, this is a good song, but the message is kind of fucking poisoning. And you're like, well, damn, why can't somebody be valuable without being a fucking 8-figure earner or 7-figure earner? Why can't a man have something better to offer than being some rich dude? Why he gotta buy you a Louis bag to be worth something? Why he gotta buy you Balenciaga for you to feel like he's worth something? Really think about it. But you know what it is? It's the system we're born into. It's a system where we were born, and whenever you yearn for something you don't have, it's always like, ooh, it's always a big deal for you. Millionaire or not, I ain't gonna change when I get to the millions of dollars, baby. I ain't gonna change when I get to the millions of dollars, because I know from before that point, I know it's bullshit at the end of the day. I mean, what I want to do is look to get all the knowledge I could possibly soak up and give it all the fuck away. That's what I want to do. Get as much knowledge as I possibly can while I'm here in life, and give it all the fuck away. That's really what I want to do. Is just give it all away. Give all the knowledge away for free. For free. And if for those of you who want to support, you can support me. I appreciate it. But what I'm saying is understand that when you give perceived value to a piece of paper, it's why things are the way they are. So don't be asking me why mass shootings is happening. Don't be asking me why they just made marijuana legal. Don't be asking me why they made alcohol legal in the past. Don't be asking me these questions. Don't be asking me why those people who went to jail for marijuana is still in jail today. Don't ask me these fucking questions. Don't ask me why private prisons are some of the most biggest investments that people have. You want to know the answer? You want to know the root to all of this shit? Stop asking these dumbass questions and just look at what's going on. You hear what I'm trying to say? We always fighting about, racism, They don't give a damn about none of that stuff. As long as this, that's all they care about. That's it. We can simplify the game. All that other talk about this and that, look, you're wasting my time. Look, I know credit, I know money, I credit money, I get it, I understand. I get it. It's not that hard to understand. It really ain't. It's simple. It's real fucking simple. But people want to act like, oh, wow, I know so much, I'm so smart, I know what's going on, I'm so elite, I got this, I got that, I got these possessions, I'm rich, man, I'm better than these people. Give me a fucking break. Strip the money away, let's see who you are. Let's see how mad you get when you lose all your money. Let's see how mad you get when. Let me not even see what I want to say about everything. But what I'm saying to y'all in this video today, right? They're like, damn, John, you on one today, man. Why you had to drop this bomb on us today? Why you had to do it like this? Because, man, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Bullshit. I mean, it's appealing to those it's appealing to. It means a lot. It's grand to people who don't have shit and don't understand spirituality and don't understand things from a deeper level. It's so grand, you know what I mean? But even when I get the mansion, I don't even want a mansion. I'm gonna just say this. I'll probably get a mansion. You know why I want a mansion? I'm gonna tell you why I want a mansion. The reason why I want a mansion is because I want to house all my peoples, my friends, my immediates, um, the friends that I grew up with. That's really why I want a mansion, to make sure that they don't have nothing to worry about. They could come live with me, come stay with me. That's really what it is. But as far as me feeling like, oh, I'm the top dog because I got a mansion, I'm the fucking man of the world, and I'm on top of everybody else, and nobody can tell me nothing because they ain't making the money I'm making. All that is bullshit. I don't have that feeling. That's why I don't have that much of an attachment to it. I could care less about that type of shit. I could care less about trying to impress people with physical things anymore, because it's literally that egotistical mindset is why the world is fucked up today. It's that mindset of why the world is fucked up today. What we kind of gotta become happy with the simple things. We gotta become satisfied with simple shit. Because when we become satisfied with simple shit, what happens is we can see things for what it really is. We can see the manipulation happening from a mile away. We can see somebody's on some bullshit from a mile away. We can see it. But when we're so allured and deceived by money, we can sell our souls, we can sell out our family, you can sell out your friends for some money. People do it all the time. For some money, and money ain't worth a life. Money is not worth a life. It ain't. It's a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper. And the reason why, this is why you gotta realize that, right? Because for every rich dog who's out there, there's a richer dog. For every rich dog who's out there, there's a richer dog. There's somebody looking at the person making $10 million a year, there's somebody looking at that person making $10 million a year and saying, that ain't shit. For the person who's making $100 million a year, there's somebody looking at the person making $100 million a year and saying, that ain't shit. For the person making $500 million a year, there's a person making $1 billion a year looking at the person making $500 million a year saying, that ain't shit. For the person making $1 billion, you get the drift of what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, at what point does it end? At what point are we satisfied and be like, yo, you know what? I want to do something more purposeful where I could give back and I can help people. At what point do we say that? At what point do we say, you know what? I want to do something that really, really impacts people and help them to think better and get a better perspective, so that when they go out here in this world, they're not just fucking hurting people every day to get $1. They're not just robbing people to get $1. That, you know what I'm trying to say? Like that's what it's about. But to continue to be in the same rat race where the crab in the bucket type of thing going on, the crab in the bucket mentality in the world, especially in our communities, right? The crabs in the buckets, where it's like, I gotta stomp on you to get to where I gotta get to, and when I get to where I gotta get to, oh, fuck you, you better figure it out. That mentality is parasitic. How can you create real, genuine love? How can the mass shooting stop when maybe the mass shooting occurred because this person felt so fucking defeated by the capitalistic society? I remember reading in the newspaper one day, this is when I was working, this was years ago, I don't know why, I never forgot this one story that I read in the newspaper one day. I don't know why, right? But I was at work, 9 to 5, I was at my security job, and I'm at the desk, right, at the front desk. And I'm reading this newspaper. This guy was working in Manhattan, and one of his coworkers caused him to lose his job. And do you know that man waited 2 years before he went back up to that job one day and shot that coworker right point blank range in the head and killed him. He waited 2 years to get revenge. Think about that for a second. Now, of course, we're looking at that and we're like, damn, that's wrong, bro. How could you do that? But we don't know what that man lost. We don't know what that man lost in that 2 years. He could have lost his wife. He could have lost his kids. He could have lost his family. He could have lost everything he was working for. He could have lost his why. He could have lost the very fabric of why he was doing what he was doing every single day. And somehow or another, guess what it was tied to? Money. It was tied to his livelihood. It was tied to his job. He was so angry with the person who made him lose his job that for the next 2 years, he festered up a plan to go back to the job and kill the coworker. And a lot of the crazy shit that we see people do, a lot of time is rooted in something having to do with shit like this. And not necessarily just saying it's the money per se, but because of money, people lose other things. People lose friends. People lose family. People lose all kinds of stuff that are tied to their jobs. Let's take COVID. Let's be real about COVID. Let's be real about it for a second. Let's be real. Let's be real. Can I be real for a second? Drop a comment if I'm being too real. Drop a comment if I'm being too real. A lot of people wouldn't have gotten no jabby jab if it wasn't for money. I'm going to say that again. A lot of people wouldn't have gotten no jabby jab if it wasn't for this. Once again, that is the root of it. If you keep people chasing something that has perceived value, and you keep people chasing a piece of paper, you could do anything to keep them in check. You could do anything to keep them doing and living paycheck to paycheck, paying bills until the day they die. Because that's what essentially what people are in society for the most part, are a bunch of robotic bill payers. Yeah, during the weekend they can have fun. Monday through Friday, a lot of people are in agony, doing agonizing jobs, just to turn up on the weekend, and the weekend goes by like this. New slaves. New slaves. That's what being a new slave is just doing what you're doing just to pay a bill. Everything that you do is revolved around literally paying a bill. Literally. Everything you do. That's why I've been thinking a lot lately. I've been thinking I want to move because, I'm making passive income. Making passive income with my channel, making passive income helping people online. What I want to do soon is, I think about getting a mansion and shit, and that's cool, getting a mansion in the U.S. But a lot of times I think about going to an island, moving to an island, making U.S. money, and having a nice, beautiful mommy, giving me a back massage, scratching my back, saying, "Ven aquí, papi." You know what I mean? Making me some empanadas, some flan. You know what I'm trying to say? That's like the dream right there. Making that U.S. money, you got a couple maids in the house, making you all type of good shit, taking care of me, me laying back, cutting my toenails, getting my toes cut. You know what I'm saying? Having a pool in the back, in an island, that U.S. money coming in. Tell my girl, you don't get in the pool with no shirt on. You get in the pool topless, baby. We don't do no shirts on. We get in the pool over here topless. We take off the bras. We don't do the top. We don't do the top piece of the bikinis. We take those off. And if you really, really need to, if you really, really, really need to go skinny dipping, you can. Ain't no rules against you going skinny dipping. Ain't no rules against you hopping in that pool completely free if you want, mommy. Totally fine with me. So a lot of times I think about that and I say, damn, if you're making U.S. money, why don't people just go to an island and live like a king and live like a queen and enjoy life? A lot of people are stressing themselves out for reasons that are tied to this thing that has perceived value. Stressing themselves out, stressing themselves out, stressing themselves out, stressing themselves out, stressing themselves out. Stressing themselves out, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to keep up with the rat race, trying to keep up with the bills, trying to keep up with that. When you really check it out, it's all bullshit. The desires are so strong that it overrides critical thinking skills. What people yearn for and what they want, that life. Oh my God. I aspire to get to this life. The things they're willing to do to get there. A lot of it, some of it is ugly. Now, some people are doing things that are phenomenal things, and they're prosperous in more ways than one. Just because of what they do, just because of the purpose they serve, just because of the way they help people. They are living awesome lives. They're so happy because of how much they give to people. You got people who are just happy because they give. They may not even have that much money, but they're happy to give. They're happy to help somebody else. Even when you go to, even in Jamaica, my mom, when she goes to Jamaica, she told me, and I go to Jamaica, she's like, and I help the people over there, and I give them food, and I take care of them, and I make sure they eat. She's like, it just makes me feel so good. It makes me feel so good to be able to do that. And really and truly, that's what life is about. That's really what life is about. It's not about trying to step on your brother and sister and look better and feel better than your brother and sister, because really and truly, at the end of the day, when your number is called, you checking out too, just like everybody else. Just like everybody else, you bleed. Just like everybody else, you shit. Just like everybody else, you piss. Just like, and no matter how much money you got to check out. My Uncle Freddie, rest in peace, he's in heaven, making $50,000 a year without having a $50,000 a month, without having to lift a finger. He's in heaven. He's probably the richest person in my family, right? But what I'm saying is, he was the richest person in my family. But what I'm saying is, he still had to check out. When it was his time, his body got too tired. He didn't have so much money to where he could live forever. You got people who was broke who lived to 100 years old. You got people who was broke who lived to 95. He lived to 83 years old. So what my point is that this illusion that we're chasing, it ain't really what it's cracked up to be. But as long as you feel it's really that, then it's going to be that for you. If you believe in it and you feel like, oh, this money is everything, and this money. You know what I mean? As long as you just keep on being about money. As long as that's the focus and a capitalistic society is in place, there's gonna naturally be suffering. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a part of it. But also, suffering is a part of life. Pain is a part of life too. You gotta understand that. But as far as like on a grand scale, a lot of the issues that we see today that we want to change and we wish was better, and you see people in the comment section, they arguing over this and that, the root of it be the money. It be the money. That's all it be. That's the root. If you follow the money, a lot of answers will get revealed to you. A lot of answers will get revealed to you, because most people are only doing what they're doing, or they're putting up with what they're putting up with because of money. You got people working for bosses they fucking hate and despise. Bosses that they fucking despise every single day. They kissing their ass. They taking disrespect. They taking this and that. They overworking themselves, and the only reason they doing it is for the money. A piece of paper. And sometimes I think about it like, damn, it's crazy how a fucking piece of paper got this much control over me. Even for me, right? It's like, damn, it's crazy. This money got so much fucking control over my ass. How? It's a piece of damn paper. Where's a piece of paper at? I'm gonna show you a piece of paper. Let me go get a piece of paper. It's so crazy how a piece of paper. It got people going crazy. If I write $100 bill, if I write 100 on this thing, damn, you know what I could have some people do? If I just write 100 on this? Oh, forget about it. If I just write 1,000 on this, you know what I could have people do? If I just write 5,000 on this, break 5,000 on this, you know what I could have people do? Oh, forget about it. I write 1,000,000 on this, woo, then I gotta hide it. If I put 1,000,000 on it, I gotta hide it, because people gonna come and want to kill me. They're gonna want to come and rob me. I can't, this piece of paper, oh my God, they're gonna come get it. They want it. Oh, they're gonna kill me for it. This shit is crazy. When you really think